What is up, guys? My name is Shannon, aka Cosmic Bing, so welcome back to this face. I am back with my husband.
Matthew V. Haynes, aka the Clockmaster. Sorry, I got distracted. I was trying to fix this chair.
And we are back on the road to madness. This is number 7. Today we're watching Eternals. I have not seen this since the theater, really, so...
You haven't?
I threw it on, like, one night, but I wasn't really watching it because I was, like, half asleep, but...
Okay.
So I'm excited to rewatch this. I know you've watched it a couple times.
Like 4 times or something?
Yeah.
I got this movie in the back of my head.
Yeah, but we're gonna make this intro super short. Just gonna jump straight into it. So make sure you go check out Matthew's channel. Link will be in the description below. And yeah, make sure you guys like, subscribe if you like what you see. Comment down below what your favorite part of the movie was.
And sorry, I hate interrupting you when you're doing that part. If you're new here, just check out the playlist for the Road to Madness to catch up on everything that we're doing leading up to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Anyways, make sure you guys like, subscribe if you like what you see. Comment down below what your favorite part of the movie was. And make sure to hit the notification bell if you want to get notified whenever I post. And if you want to see the full reaction, that will be up on Patreon and YouTube memberships. Link will also be in the description below. But yeah, guys, let's just get right into it. Bro, I love Kingo. My dude.
I don't get mad. This opening sequence is the best.
Yeah, it's really dope. I can't imagine not knowing, like...
What the heck anything is.
Yeah, and then that just showing up.
Right? You just see people just floating out of the random big giant rock. Big giant floating rock. Yeah, I never, like, forget being hyped. Like, the only one being hyped in the theater when this song came on. Because I'm a big Pink Floyd guy. It's a major part of my late teenage years. Steven just be in the background walking around. How cool would that be, right?
That would be cool.
He bumps into, oh, sorry.
Aw, Steven.
You know about that.
We love Steven here.
It's alright.
Bro, if she did not do that...
The killer would have been dead.
Yep.
You're right. You're right.
Why is Sersi, like, already mom material, though?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I protect you, child.
She's always been a mom.
I feel like they hire the same rabid dog for, like, every movie that needs a stray dog. Or a stray European dog.
Yep.
But the chemistry between the two of them in this movie was insane.
I know people get annoyed by Sprite, but, like, I understand it.
I mean, Sprite's anger is kind of justified, I think.
Yeah.
You've been a child for, like... Forever, okay? For thousands of years, centuries.
Especially that age, like, you'd get annoyed too. You just want to grow up.
Are you a wizard?
What?
Yeah, like Doctor Strange.
No, I'm.
No.
See, Doctor Strange is into this.
Water always turns to coffee.
Get a room, you two. No. It's past my bedtime.
That's what rubbed in her face. It's past my bedtime. Bro, I would have been going crazy.
Yeah. Like, what the hell is actually happening?
You're fine, dude. Yep.
The art of confusion.
She should have just started singing Hotel California. That would have worked better.
Don't you hate it when you're fighting a deviant and, like, your ex just shows up? Like,
Your ex,
such a common thing.
all right, even though
So annoying.
they're brothers in a different universe. Cannot forget Rob.
Cannot forgive.
Robert Stark.
I said forgive. Cannot forget the Stark brothers.
Robert Stark and Jon Snow. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, she's practically sort of a wizard.
Pretty much.
Well, what she can do? Well, not really. I mean, it's transmutation. I think something like that. think it's one of those things it's called. Dude, that's not the arrangement. Go back in the water.
We're supposed to come out yet.
Dane, this is serious.
Oh, I
You
know.
cannot
I'm just
not
telling
believe her
you,
after
you're a
that.
wizard. It's like you changed me into a giraffe. I always wanted to be a giraffe when I was a kid.
It's too bad I can't change sentient beings. You made a very cute giraffe.
Bro, he's taking it like oddly well though.
I feel like he's seen some things.
In the
You
way
could
you
have stepped in
meant
with Thanos though.
But if the deviants
I think they
were
could have.
eradicated a long time ago, why?
In the comic books,
to. We've been
Thanos is technically half deviant, by the way.
So they should have been.
5,000 years.
I guess you can call that long term. What happened?
I think 5,000 is pretty much 5 years for them. So.
Because of the earthquake. Deviant is news to me.
Yeah. Okay.
And almost forgot the revelation.
I think he was. The dude was in love with her.
Yeah, but why did he disappear? Never come back.
Because he knew he was troubled. He
You
knew
get
he...
together for 5,000 years. Come on.
Bro,
now.
Icarus is a continuing, evolving person.
5,000 years.
Huh?
5,000 years.
Bro, y'all just don't give Icarus the benefit of the doubt, bro. This dude had a lot of weight to carry. Boom. It's so satisfying.
I
Every
love
time Gilgamesh. Bro, Thena is one of my favorites.
No, Thena's really dope. She's a very interesting character.
They're all like really cool in their own way.
Yeah.
This gets me every time just to slap. Literally pimp slap them. Arisham and IMAX Enhanced is the only way. It's crazy. Literally only her and Icarus knew later on.
Yeah.
Like right after this, Icarus found out. My man Phastos. He was moving way too early with that.
Yeah, for
Steam
sure.
engine.
Last night, like I told you to.
Nothing, just the screams of my deep disappointment.
This is like way too soon. You're like,
Something simpler.
Simple.
if Senku was here.
Huh?
If Senku was here. I like how she ended up finding it. I like how she ended up finding it.
Yeah.
She's just
Like
like collecting stuff.
And he's over here like children.
Very bad.
Mm-hmm. I love those two. Now they're Bond, man.
Yeah.
That thing's strong.
I just think she says your faith in Arisham. It's like this guy. It's like look at it like from a spiritual point of view. This guy has like an undying like belief in Arisham, and he thought that what he's doing is for the greater good.
Yeah.
And then now he's having conflict within himself. And as to what he actually believes, like are his thoughts his own? Was he programmed to think this way? Like this guy got a lot of conflict. He's a mess. And the others don't necessarily. They all have their own problems, but they don't have to deal. They didn't have to deal with what he had to deal with because, aside from Ajak, he's the next person technically. I mean, he is the strongest of them. Just raw power. Let's skip like 18 steps. I went straight to step number 19.
I mean, they were together for 5,000 years, so I think it was.
Not at this point.
No, I know. I'm just saying, in the long term.
Mad about this scene, and it was barely anything,
We
fam.
literally went into it, and everyone was complaining. It was like this was what they were complaining about.
Just barely anything, fam.
Yeah.
Like my children can't see this. Fair enough, but it's not that bad that you have to have a problem with it.
But I mean, I don't know if kids are gonna be able to really know what that is.
I wouldn't show this scene to my kids. Not if they're young. I wouldn't do that. Because that's not a conversation I'm ready to have. I'm not ready to have that conversation, trust me. I'm not mad because I actually wanted to see more of like Ajak in the movie, like going forward, besides through flashbacks.
And because the more you see her, like the more you like Ajak as a character, and you know, you don't get to really see her thrive in present day. Like, will she really get taken out by a deviant that easily?
He didn't lie though. It was a deviant. The deviant did that to her. It sucked her power out. But this is sad. Just Sprite just creating an illusion.
I know.
It's too sad.
I forgot this happened this early.
Huh?
I forgot this happened like this early.
Yeah. Insane.
Like, how can you just sit back and like not step in? You can literally end this.
Yeah, she's like experiencing all the wars, man.
And I always feel like so bad for poor Thena.
Yeah, she literally had a mental illness.
Yeah.
Aye.
It's okay. Her husband takes care of her.
Literally the only one that could, like, besides Ikaris, face her head on.
Yeah.
Knock the mess out of her.
Sometimes that's what you gotta do.
No, I don't recommend that. I don't recommend doing that to people.
Okay, not to people, but in this situation, sometimes you gotta.
Helping these people build a better world, huh?
And if it was up to him, there'd be no war, like at all.
Soldiers down there.
It's interesting because the comic books, Druig is literally a actual savage, though. Like, this guy, like, took over a whole country in Europe.
I mean, he kind of did somewhat similar.
Nah, bro, he took over a whole country and, like, created war and crap. Had been fighting like, he was literally, like, taking over countries and crap. This guy was a whole freaking savage. And Gilgamesh honestly a real one for doing this.
He is, because he could literally die at any moment from her.
Yeah. You know what's crazy though? Unless they live secluded, they would have to go to places where their races and ethnicity match.
Yeah.
Because racism is still a thing during these times.
Yeah.
Makes sense because
the song is still a vibe though.
I love this song. I'm so confused. I'm like, what the freak is going on? And then Sersi's just like,
Yeah.
that's my bro.
Like, this is what you've been up to all this time?
Right? But because he sees himself.
Yeah.
Igor's like, what the heck are you doing? That's my outfit. Karun.
Oh, I love him.
All of Kingo and Karun's moments are the best.
The best, man.
Bro, shout out to Karun for stepping up and being like, yo, y'all gotta head out of here.
Got BTS to do a cameo.
Then plays a BTS song. Such a jerk. But she's just always mad.
Yeah. She's like an angsty teen.
Nobody ever wonders.
Yeah, shout out to Phastos for creating that phone.
I don't know what you're talking about. That is my great-great-grandfather. That is my great-grandfather. Father?
Yeah.
So, is Paul Rudd an Eternal then?
Deviant, sir.
Have to-
It's a beautiful creature. What?
I'll see what I gotta say after all this.
This? No, it's hideous. A mighty powerhouse.
The fearsome Gilgamesh!
Icarus like, really, dude?
Gilgamesh!
What took you so long? Like Alfred in Batman.
Yes.
Gilgamesh.
No shit.
He's so proud.
Use some help.
It's the initial shock that everyone goes through.
Yeah. So it's like everyone's mom.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say, I'm glad at the end of the movie they allowed Sprite to age up, how she got rid of her powers.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna question, like, the actress is gonna grow up. when they do
Yeah.
the sequel.
Mm-hmm.
So she can't continue to be like this same age the whole time. It wouldn't make sense.
Yeah. I mean, she probably won't be in the next movie, but
I think she will.
she doesn't have powers.
Huh?
She doesn't have powers.
I think she will be. Sprite's a huge part of Eternals. They can't get rid of Sprite like that.
But that's really like her husband for real.
Mm-hmm. Might as well be. Or just a really good friend.
Nah, man, that's more than a friend. No friend gonna take care of you like he takes care of her.
Didn't even choose you to lead us.
Damn.
Literally a big
I'll let
ouch.
that one slide because, you know, you've always been better.
Looks like Gilgamesh walks like the one uncle that everyone loves at the barbecue. Hey, look, he's cooking. You already got the uncle walk.
Yep, got the apron.
Man, got the uncle walk like.
Are you looking for full reactions? Do you want early access content? Are you tired of waiting for her to release new movie reactions every single week? Well, today's your day. Welcome to Cosmic Bings, where you find full movie reactions on Patreon. Things not exclusively and not limited to, but the X-Men franchise, also the Batman franchise, and upcoming will be various other franchises, Lord of the Rings, Indiana Jones, Fast and Furious, maybe, you name it. Things she hasn't seen. Definitely make sure to check out Cosmic Big's Patreon down below.
It's crazy how massive these freaking celestials are.
Crush you with a fingernail.
Mm-hmm. It's really freaking scary.
Yeah.
Like, they couldn't find a different way to get energy for people instead of like just creating sentient, intelligent beings. But then again, it's not so much like Thanos because you're kind of replacing what you destroyed.
Are you?
But it's like they're, huh?
Are you?
Huh?
Are you?
Yeah, he's at the end of one life creates another. Like they're destroying one planet to create multiple new galaxies. You know, exchange of energy.
All a delusion, girly.
I mean, technically there is an Olympia in here, which is this place, but it's not like the planet they think.
Yeah.
It's just a laboratory. So this is what everyone was talking about, what they think the thing was in Shang-Chi. Can Eternals reproduce? Because if a human has a child with an Eternal, would that baby be half Eternal?
It's the question.
If Eternals could
Do
reproduce?
they have a uterus?
They have pretty much every body part that humans have, though. See, they have like hearts and stuff.
But a working uterus?
Became predators themselves.
Look like those look like scrolls.
And I lost control of them.
She will.
Massively, fam. See, now she has to experience what, you know, Ikaris was dealing with for centuries.
Mm-hmm.
Ajak already came to peace with it, in a way.
Could druig control its mind?
In the grand scheme of things,
Put it to sleep?
the human lives are so insignificant to what they're trying to do. That's why they don't feel no remorse towards human beings.
Take a vacation to Fiji, you know.
We're talking about a celestial.
This whole, like, the emergence thing's a very complicated subject, though, because obviously we on Earth, we don't want, like, freaking die. Like, we don't want this crap to happen, but, like, the Celestials, we're just energy. Everything is just energy in the whole universe. It's just creating and destroying and recreating and destroying over and over again.
Right.
And expanding and recycling. We're, like, just freaking compost, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like...
I am glad.
What's your service? I'm not getting any bars.
Do you all remember this forest?
Beautiful. Oh, no, you didn't. Okay, new rule, no more
It's
possessing
okay.
people's
We have
values.
Where
backups.
is your sense of humor, Kingo?
Come on, bro. That's more than just friends. That's a whole couple.
Bro, they're besties, okay?
That's what besties.
They're besties.
Besties that sleep together.
No, they don't. You don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know that.
Don't feel that energy? Come on.
If you really think about it, though.
I thought you broke it.
Always bring backups.
They keep destroying his cameras. Like, those are expensive, dog.
Okay, Kingo's paying him well.
It's a big issue.
It's a very big issue. Yeah, like, I just love he was not answering the question until that point.
Hmm?
I said, I just love how you didn't answer the question until that point.
Mm.
I think he was actually trying to tell her what the heck was going on with him. Yeah, I love Kingo's abilities. This guy brought mad cameras.
Bro. Aaron's really about that life, Matthew.
How many cameras did you bring, young man? Man, having Ajax abilities.
Hmm?
That deviant having Ajax abilities is the worst. Because it would have been down.
Problem.
There's always a river. Like, don't you realize that? Like,
there's always a river.
Go to the river. There's always a river.
They're on Amazon.
I know, I'm just saying, like, there's always a river that people have to get to.
Yeah.
Whenever they're in danger, run to the hills. Run to the river.
Yeah, you wanted that cool moment, but at what cost?
Karan! Did you get that? I did so.
Oh my god, one of my favorite lines in the entire movie was that. Like, I think she never tried doing this. That's why she didn't know she could do it.
Yeah.
Bro, if this thing couldn't heal itself, it would have been down a long time.
Yeah. I mean, he took out the other one by himself.
Gilgamesh is gonna be back. I just don't know if he'll remember Thena and like their history together.
Yeah.
Because look, they can easily be remade. They've died plenty of times before.
Yeah, but then their memories are erased.
I know, but they're actually stored in the thing, so maybe they'll actually be able to unlock it and give it back to him.
You have done to my kind.
Like, I'm just following orders. So.
Eternals, you are murderers.
So are you?
He said they were just trying to survive. Nope, not happening. Like, literally, every time she breaks down, I start to break down. Damn you. Darn you, Angelina Jolie. Why do you have to be an experienced actress?
Gilgamesh was the one that was always there for her and, you know, always, like, kept her calm and, you know.
Yeah, no, it's just sad because she, at least, you know, they're doing, like, a nice ceremony for him. But, like, it's just sad because, like, she, like you said, like, he was there for her and, like, believed in her and, like, say, I'll watch over her so she can keep her memories.
Yeah.
But even still, you could see, like, Ikaris, like, slowly, like, just breaking down, like, man, like, I'm losing my people, but, like, you know what? It's for the greater good. We're gonna die and come back anyway. Mm-hmm. Why do you think he ran into the sun? Not because he's trying to kill himself. He wanted to get rid of his memories. Mm-hmm. He didn't want to remember this. His past, his life. None of it.
From college.
Yeah, I like how I think, like, his husband already knew.
Isaac.
Just do that for his kid.
Dad, that's Superman. Dad, that's Superman.
It's really funny, Jack.
Out of your eyes. Oh, sorry.
Okay, well, we should just go inside, right? Can I
Not
make
the
fun?
Superman
Is that
roast.
legal by now? Because, you know.
You called me worse.
You got it, Jack?
I mean, what's this even made of? Vibranium?
Every time.
Fall collection. IKEA. Ass. How do you even deal with
Yeah, imagine just being phastos and being able to get like any really like a really advanced technology based job because you created the book,
right?
Can't believe people are still so mad at this. Like, what's there to be mad about?
No, it's very pure. Like, he's in love.
It's
he's
just
a good dad.
Two
like,
parents
yeah.
kissing, raising their son.
What's so wrong?
What's the big
about
deal?
that?
Anyways, some people are just like sensitive about certain things they don't need to be. Phastos' whole situation is beautiful because you have, you know, that's a lot of things. He has what a lot of people want and never get a chance to really have sometimes.
Absolutely.
Someone that loves him and a kid and a house, a good job.
Honestly, he lives the perfect life.
You know? He got the best house security. It's crazy how they were slowly like finding Babylon, and then they're like, hey, yeah, you're right on top of it this whole time. Okay, he was just triggered, okay, because he didn't want Thena to do something crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Preclude you from having human emotions, such as cowardice.
Meanwhile, makkari.
Yep, meanwhile stealing.
Sarcophagus in my lap?
Ebony blade.
You think she got a good connection?
Just a trade.
My beautiful, beautiful makkari.
Oh yeah, they never knew that they were a thing.
This is new because I hate it.
Phastos.
Oh, this is not new whatsoever.
This is old.
Get ready for it.
No, those two are endgame, man.
Bracelets?
Again, I don't think that Ikaris is really the villain here. It's Arishem, let's be real.
Yeah, but still.
I don't. All right, we're gonna talk about this because I'm like I said. He just wanted to be loyal to his master.
But he's also not trying to see it any other way.
But he can't. He's incapable.
He can. I don't think he's incapable.
Thing is, he's all right. You spend 20 or 30 years serving somebody, only to be told, you know, that, hey, we probably shouldn't serve this guy anymore. You're gonna feel weird. Like, I spent my whole life dedicated to something. You'll feel lost.
Everyone else is in the same boat.
They don't know. He had to live with this for years. He had to live with this for centuries, knowing what his true purpose is, and they only just found out.
Yeah, but they're still seeing it the other way, the opposite way.
Yeah, because they spent more time actually living their lives. He's never had an actual chance to get attached to humans because he knew that they were just bait the whole time. They never had that. Kingo went off, made movies, all kinds of stuff, living his life. He never got a chance to be attached and see them for who they are because he just saw them as food. Because that's what he was told they were. In his head, he's probably saying like how some people who are frustrated with God, like, God, why? Like, why are you telling us to do this? Why you want me to do this? And that's just the way I see it, but I always love this running scene with her. It's so satisfying. God, I just love super speed.
Even with my help, we're no match.
It's a complicated matter.
Yeah.
But if they all teamed up, Kingo team up with them at the end too, it would help even more.
I hope to see you on the next planet.
When you love something, you protect it.
Mm-hmm.
It is the most natural thing in the world.
You didn't say romantic love. You didn't say romantic love.
You.
When Thena tells you to get up,
you get up. Right? She said, girl, if you don't get your butt up from this ground, I'm gonna slap you back to your old memories if you don't get up. As a technological man myself, I really like his abilities to create things.
Always love a good suit up scene.
Huh?
Always love a good suit up scene.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you gotta have a good suit up scene. It's cute that he thought that would take him out, though.
Yeah.
Like you're the strongest Eternal doesn't mean that you could technically kill all of them. I told you, I got this whole movie in the back of my head.
I don't even remember that detail.
Just this scene, you gotta love a speedster fighting.
No, I just love when they're going in on Ikaris, man.
But just like Makkari was literally like bodying him, though. Let's be real. What? Girl, get
Come on,
man.
I love Makkari, man.
She's
one of my favorites.
Bodying him. I just love that she was like launch her actual body at him, like repetitively. Also, I just love that Phastos had a whole like, you know, and again, the mistake they made with this movie was sidelining this dude because they set him up to be like a really cool, interesting villain, and then like, oh, I forgot that he was here.
Yeah,
he just showed up at the end. Even old boy came in too.
Even he knows he's being annoying.
Then it was like, is he on our size? Makkari was literally taking people out.
Makkari putting in overtime.
Oh, you've changed.
Yeah, this deviant here had like no purpose though. Yeah. At the end, I will agree on that. She just forgot all about him.
Yeah, they didn't use him enough or make him as big of a threat.
Or see more of his side.
Yeah. Everyone's annoyed by Sprite, but I completely understand where she's coming from. Like, it would really suck to never be able to grow up and have those things.
They didn't even let us get a chance to take her moment seriously. Like, I feel like Sprite's actual problem is a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm mad ugly for that one, though.
This freaking scene. Sliced him up like it was nothing. Yeah, but his character was wasted potential. He had a lot of depth.
Yeah, I could have done a lot of cool things.
Again, I think Chloe Zhao had a big task in trying to bring the Eternals in a way that a lot of people would like.
Yeah.
They're very complicated characters, so I mean, and this is our first type of project like this. It's his whole hand, fam. I feel like he was actually starting to like the people and like build a connection to them until Ajak told him the truth. And until he's like,
if he could have known that they could have stopped it, it might have been a different story.
It might have been, but I mean, he found that out. But like, maybe if he found that out earlier on, like around this time, where he still kind of had a connection to them, then maybe. But like he said, he's always never doubted his purpose. That's why he's all like, man, like my whole life is a lie. And I felt like part of him trying to go through with it was like he was just further just trying to justify or validate himself that like, you know what, my life really isn't a lie, and maybe it's okay that I do this. Like they had no choice but to unimind.
Mm-hmm.
I also think what allowed this unimind to work too, besides Tiamat, was them actually being on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
All of them are on the same page. That's normally how it works. That's ice, right? Not stone, or is that stone? What do you think it is? You think it's stone, or do you think it's ice? It looks like ice.
It looks like ice, but it could be stone. I don't know.
It would make sense to make it ice. It looks like ice.
Yeah.
It looks like ice, like icebergs and glaciers, and it looks like ice. Like also be marble.
I'm not sure.
Bro, his inner conflict is the worst. I would hate to have to be like him. He's feeling emotions, betrayal of his friends and betrayal of Arishans. He's like, what do I even freaking do now?
I'm sorry.
Flying to the sun.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, exactly. I also think too, like him flying to the sun, like he wanted to die anyway. I think that was another thing. He wanted to die, which is why he was completely okay with the emergence happening anyways. And like one way or the other, I'm gonna die, whether I fly into the sun or this happens. So I feel like that was, you know, I don't know. I feel like he's just really misunderstood, and no one really looks at him in those ways. I feel like his story, man, is the saddest, to be honest.
Their chemistry is insane.
Yeah, like you still see she has some powers from the Unimind. We'll see Sprite again, man. I know it.
But what her purpose will be is... I don't know.
She'll still be a Celestial Eternal again. She's never gonna be like gone.
One second. All right. See, that thing is okay. I almost gave you a shave and a haircut, didn't she? Actually,
Like you did fighting on the beach.
your dad spoke calmly and firmly to the bad guy. Don't go anywhere near him.
The only one you can trust.
When you know you grow up around savages.
Yeah.
You know the Eternals out there.
Oh, they're in their goth outfits.
Right.
The way we did.
Look like we're part of a biker gang.
That explains so much.
Imagine having to go to school with kids and you're like
I lived through this.
centuries older.
Hey, at least you'll get straight A's.
Yeah, right? Well, she'll actually have to go through like actual human feelings.
Yeah. I'm just like imagining the teacher says the wrong thing, like this did not happen this way.
Right? It's again a straight argument.
It's like I was there when it was written.
Right? And calling Kingo to complain. Unconditional love, bro. You love somebody, you're not even human.
Remember when we talked about no more secrets?
I have no more secrets, I promise.
Actually, I have one I want to tell you.
And never gets a chance to tell her.
Nope.
You know, just normal everyday things happening.
And then it disappears in a freaking black hole.
Yep.
Man, he's using freaking black hole, wormhole stuff to teleport. Come on now. Insanity. The fact that his presence alone changed the weather. Now Sprite's not gonna have a guardian.
Yeah.
Nor can she create the illusion of one.
How would Druig not feel anything?
What happened to White Roger?
Right?
I know.
Who are you?
Gobber energy.
Yes.
This is Pip, and you are as beautiful as legends say, Thena.
Let's skip to that.
Bro, he's lucky that he did not hit on Makkari because he would have been dead in that instant.
Oh yeah.
That would have been instant death.
Bro, think about it though, right? It's crazy. Alright, we're gonna talk about that real quick. I can't wait to see him show up because the team up is gonna be him, Blade, Moon Knight. They're all part of the hold on, let me tell you a second.
The box is talking, like, I'm
All
good.
right. But he knows though. He knows about Mysterious Man. We know what that is.
Yeah.
We know who
You can't deny that voice.
that is. Come on now. We know Mahershala Ali's voice anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they didn't reveal that he was Blade before, it would have been different. But
Yeah, no. There's a group of like occult beings almost that are like part of a team, and they're known as the Midnight Suns.
the Eye of the Midnight Sun.
No, not the hydrant. No, but they're known as the Midnight Suns, and on that team, I know that they kind of changed, but it was like Moon Knight or Mr. Knight specifically, but Moon Knight was on there. It's Moon Knight, Blade, Black Knight, his character,
Yeah.
Ghost Rider. I think Doctor Strange was involved with them at some point, and a couple others that I can't remember the name for. So they might be setting up Midnight Suns with those two, which makes sense why Blade would be talking to him.
Yeah, I'm also wondering if we're gonna get an appearance from Dane in Moon Knight, him or Blade. Either one of them.
That would be dope. That would be freaking dope.
If that's what they're setting up, like obviously they're setting that up,
Yeah.
then it would make sense for them to at least make an appearance in Moon Knight.
Yeah, that would
Even if
be
it's something like this.
that would be really cool. Or even if they show up in like I know we're writing on Doctor Strange for everything.
I know.
But it would be cool if they showed up in Doctor Strange.
I have no expectations for Doctor Strange.
I want to see Blade.
I know, but I'm not gonna have any expectations. So.
Yeah, I know, but I want to see Blade, okay? I want to see them team up. I want them because Doctor Strange does have some involvement with the Midnight Suns.
Yeah.
So I would like to see.
But he's not a main person in that group.
Depending on the run, I know that's always my answer, but it's always, always depending on the run because like there's always, I don't know, there's always a writer that like changes like things, and like now there's a whole new Avengers team now, a new Avengers team, another one. You know, they just made another Avengers team like a year ago, and the year before that they had another Avengers team. So it's like they're constantly always changing teams and adding people to stuff in the comic books, and it's all canon. It's all canon. It's just, yeah. But like, and sometimes they're on different Earths, and I don't know. Like right now, comic books right now are not the wave that it used to be. A lot of the stuff from maybe like within the last, everything from like 2018-ish, going back from like, I would say from like 2016, 2017 is when things started to like get stale with certain comic book runs.
I mean, I know you usually prefer DC comics over Marvel comics in general, though.
I do. I mean, like, comic book wise, I normally prefer DC comics definitely over. I think I have more DC than I do Marvel, actually.
I think you do.
I think I have more DC than Marvel. I mean, come on, like Batman comics are always good. Superman stuff is always good. At least I will say this. At least with DC comic books, and I know we'll get to Eternals and everything in a second, but like at least with DC comic books, like they try to have their shared universe in the comic books work. Like DC Rebirth.
I feel like it's sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
I feel like it's opposite comics versus movies. Because DC can't seem to keep like a good universe. Meanwhile, Marvel has a good universe, and it's opposite for the comics.
Yeah, the comic books, the universe, the shared universe in the comic books is like not existing right now. Like I can't, unless I'm missing out something. There hasn't. The last time I remember reading something that was a good shared story was the Civil War stories. Civil War 2 was pretty good. That was a nice like good connection of like all the different characters, because Civil War and Civil War 2 and the Infinity Saga, those are legendary, right? But like it's older, and the Infinity Saga is older, and I love the Infinity Saga because within that they actually spanned like different story. Like each character that was involved in the main story had their own stories. Like even in the Civil War arc for Marvel's run, Black Panther had his own things going on that happened within the same, like every issue that happened within the same run was affected all the other characters. So that stuff was cool. They had like those big events. And normally when they do events like the House of M event when they did with like Wanda, and I try to keep up to date because I have the Marvel app and I have the DC app. I have both of the comic book apps, and I try to stay up to date from time to time to see what they're doing. But DC just has, whether it's good or bad, at least they try. Like right now, they just they rebooted their previous reboot of the universe, their DC Rebirth. They now have rebooted that reboot because that was a reboot from New 52, which was a reboot to the golden period. So we had like 3 or 4 reboots.
There's so many reboots.
Yeah, I know, but at least they, because as you can see, the Rebirth, you can see those comic book series. They're all connected in the same world, right? So at least with DC right now, they have a new Superman, they have a new Aqualad, they have a new, like, John Kent, I believe, came out as bisexual recently.
Yeah.
In the story. So, like, they made that, and I think he's, like, the main Superman now. So, they changed a lot of stuff. But anyways, at least they try for continuity's sake. But anyway, Eternals. Yeah. I know, sorry.
No, you're okay.
I'm apologizing. Sorry, I know I went on a whole rant there. That's my bad. But
No,
yeah.
I just want to know how they're going to continue it and bring it into the other characters. I think that's the main issue so far with what?
Get out of my head, dude. I literally wrote that down because I wanted to talk about it specifically. I wrote down because I wanted to bring it up. Like, they need to find a way to connect the new characters to each other because it all feels disjointed right now.
Very.
So.
Like, Shang-Chi can, connect through Wong. Fine. Yeah. But you need to bring him in with the other characters as well and get that going. Yeah. The Eternal seems like its own thing.
All of them do, man, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because even Moon Knight, where we are right now, like, everything just kind of feels, like its own, like, new thing. Yes. Because why I say that is, like, if you look at the Avengers, right, and you look at the first 3 phases, everything was leading to one big grand thing, and that big grand thing was, hey, Thanos is on his way, and Thanos is gonna do something that's gonna affect everybody. And he was like the biggest threat the MCU had to face, right? So even within the first Avengers, they had like their own villains that were more localized. Oh, I'm gonna take over the world. Okay, fine. Hydra, I want to take over the world. Okay, fine. They take care of them. Ultron, I want to take care of the world and make a world of metal. Fine, take care of Ultron. So, and even with Thor, there's like, oh, I want to take over Earth, or I want to take over Asgard. With Loki trying to take over Asgard. Fine, deal with that. So they were all domestic problems, right? And then obviously with the Guardians of the Galaxy, that's when we first started branching out those issues to seeing that, okay, there's other villains and other other planets and other dimensions and crap. And then Ant-Man kind of further expanded that with the quantum realm and all that. So we started to get that expansion of villains, but they were still all localized. And the one thing that affected everybody was Thanos. Yeah. Now, this new phase, what is really weird is that all the threats are catastrophic. Yeah. Like, catastrophic. Is that pronounced right? Catastrophic. Yeah. Catastrophic. They're not only domestic, but they're all universal catastrophes. Okay? We have the Celestials, first of all. Way bigger and way more threatening than Thanos. Yeah. Right? And they can not only destroy one planet, they can destroy many.
And as of right now, they cannot necessarily kill a Celestial. Yeah. You can just, stop it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they killed Tiamat.
Did they though? Because that could always be brought back up.
No, Tiamat is ice now. He's completely changed, man. Like he said you chose to sacrifice an eternal. Mm-hmm. So I mean, sorry, a celestial. So Tiamat is dead. Because remember, she changed his whole change in chakra nature. She changed his whole like body to not be like what it was. So I think he's dead. Then so
again, nobody's ever done that before. So what if the Celestials find a way to, bring Tiamat back to continue the emergence?
I don't know, man. I really don't know, because it starts from a seed and it needs to feed on life, and his whole it's like Jesus turning water into wine, right? Mm-hmm. Or like, I don't know, I'm turning something like these peanuts, I'm turning this peanuts into water. I can't change it back. Right? Like, I mean, if I'm Sersi, I can change it back.
Yeah.
But nobody else can change it back. Like, to you, it'll just be water, right? Sersi might be able to change it back to peanuts. But anyways, like, I don't really think, because in the comic books too, Tiamat was dead anyways. So, there's never a point in the comics where Tiamat came back.
I mean, I definitely think...
Like, they try to wake him up at one point, though.
Even if Tiamat is not an issue, the Celestials are going to be an issue.
Yeah.
Either way. But now you have the Celestials, you have the like multiversal stuff.
You have stuff with Kang, and now you have like freaking. No, go ahead. I think you remember this. What I'm about to say.
What?
I was about to mention Khonshu.
Yeah, Khonshu.
Because now we have Khonshu being this big, overwhelming presence. Mm-hmm. We don't know how far of an extent of a problem Khonshu is, but the thing is, like, we're dealing with a spiritual being that is like a god. Mm-hmm. Well, not like a god, is a god.
Yeah.
And is dealing with whatever's going on.
Yeah.
And then now, like, it's just like a god. He's a god, bro. Like, not like a Thor god where he's just an actual living being.
No, he's like
a legitimate god.
Like a spiritual.
Like a spiritual god.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas, like, Thor was, they thought he was a god, but he's not really a god. He's just someone that has a really long lifespan.
Yeah, from another planet.
He's an alien.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, they resorted Thor to being a legitimate, like an alien, right? And then we have like Skrulls, and then we have Wanda, and then we have like Doctor Strange and his craziness.
There's so many villains right now that you can't really predict who's going to be the main villain.
It's so many big villains because I don't even just villains. There's so many big threats because the Celestials. I've always kind of viewed the Celestials similar to how Ikaris talked about the Celestials being like, beings that are not really don't really have a bias, because they're not doing anything to make themselves better. They're only creating and destroying and creating and destroying and expanding and creating multiple worlds and keeping the universe in a cycle of balance, right? And they tried to even do that with Infinity Stones too, at one point. And I don't know, there's so many confusing stuff because apparently Ego was apparently a Celestial too, but he was probably like a low-level Celestial. Because remember Ego said he was a Celestial? Well, did he say that? I believe he said that, yes. Ego the Living Planet, right? So maybe his emergence wasn't hugely a successful one and he just ended up becoming a planet instead of emerging from the planet. I don't know, maybe they can retcon that and say that was the case and he created a biological form, Yeah,
I don't know, man. I'm just like really confused as to how they're gonna bring the Eternals into, everyday like MCU.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what's gonna be the next big event that we're leading up to. Like what's gonna be the next Avengers level type movie where we're gonna see all these characters come on screen, because I literally cannot imagine the Celestials, Moon Knight, Blade, Shang-Chi, Miss Marvel, Wanda, and all of them on the same screen and actually have a threat that they all can't beat like that.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that, because like the Eternals are straight up gods. Moon Knight got power from a god.
That also took a while for all of those people to come together, like the original Avengers to come on screen.
Well, I know, I got you.
No, I know. So I'm trying to say, like, there's not really a joining point as of just yet.
Kang is a major problem, right? But in my
We
opinion,
haven't seen him since.
no, we haven't. Well, we're gonna see him. We know he's showing up in Ant-Man. Ant-Man. I mixed up Quantumania and Ant-Man together. He's gonna be in Ant-Man Quantumania.
Yeah.
We know that for a fact. They were already filming. Jonathan Majors already confirmed it. It is what it is, right? We know that's a fact. But like the thing is, they're really gonna have to up the ante and do more of a comic booky stuff, because in the comic books, you know, a lot of their stories are also disjointed. Like if you read a Moon Knight story and then go and read an Eternal story right after that, it's like two different types of situations you're dealing with, right? It's kind of why I like DC in the comic books more, just because all of their problems are normally, all the universal rules kind of apply to everyone else. But anyways, I digress. The going back to Marvel and the MCU, what they're gonna do with this, I really want to see what they got planned, man. I'm having faith in the long haul.
Yeah, eventually it's gonna lead up to something, but right now it's
hard to see. It's hard to see. It feels disjointed and separate, because you can't go from you have ground level problems with Falcon and the Winter. So Bucky and Captain America got nothing to do with these people no more, because they're on a completely different level, dog.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, Anthony Mackie, Cap, the new Cap, I love you, right? But you're really insignificant to a freaking Eternal. One Eternal, Moon Knight, Blade, and Shang-Chi. Like literally, dude. Like
he's not even a super soldier.
No, he's not. That's what I'm trying to say. Like
you have a suit and wings, and you have a shield.
He's good for ground level stuff. Like you know, take it, and that was the issue, I think, because before, all of the Avengers, for the most part, the only abstract beings that we really had at the time, in the first one, the second, third, was really only Thor. It was really only Thor, and then Doctor Strange came in later on. But for the first time, the strongest, like, out of world kind of character we had was Thor.
Yeah.
Tony was technologically based.
Now we have, like,
you know,
a lot more that are like power based, and like
they don't gotta bring in Galactus, man. That's the only way. Galactus, or
we have Shang-Chi, who has power from the 10 rings that we didn't even know where those came from, and that's gonna be like a whole nother thing. And we talked about it in Shang-Chi.
Yeah, and his dad was like freaking destroying countries.
Yeah. Now we have Moon Knight, who is doing all this crazy stuff. We don't even know all the things about him yet, at least from the show. And then, you know, we have Eternals, which they're freaking Eternals. Like,
and there's more of them. We got Harry Styles in the joint. Like,
he falls under the Eternals.
That's what I'm trying to say. We got him in this thing. He's an Eternal himself.
And Thanos' brother.
Which means they're confirming that Thanos was a deviant.
So, again,
and half Eternal.
The Eternals could have stepped in for Thanos.
Half Eternal, half deviant. That's what he is.
I don't know, man. They're really, like, lowering the level of some of their characters right now.
Yeah, the pre-existing ones.
Yeah.
They don't gotta wither them out.
Yeah.
They don't gotta retire Cap, bro. Because
he just became Captain America too, bro.
I think they're gonna have to retire it. Because, like, you have all these beings are on so many higher levels, man.
The only thing that could possibly help is if they give him some kind of thing to boost him.
But even still, Shan, what are you gonna do? Throw your shield at a freaking Celestial?
Hey, there's more than that. There's
more. You're gonna shoot your bullets from your wing gun?
Hey, we have other threats than Celestials too, though.
He's fine with dealing with like local issues. That vibranium suit will come in handy when he's dealing with normal people with just guns and other super soldiers and crap. Cool. That's fine. But I do not want to see Cap in a fight against a Celestial. I do not want to see that. Unless the Celestial creates like smaller, like weird humanoid figures for him to fight, and he's just in the background going, right? That's all I want to see him do. I don't want to see him throw that daggone shield at a Celestial. I don't want to see happen because everybody else stands a better chance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even against Kang, man.
Even against Kang, I don't want to see this man throw his shield at Kang. Even though Captain America fought Kang personally in the comic book, so that is a possibility. But
again, he's just a dude. He has no
serum.
He's just a dude.
He got a vibranium suit though.
But
did Cap have a vibranium suit? No. Did Cap have vibranium wings? No. He can slap the mess out of somebody with a vibranium wing. Just spin around and like.
But again, he does not have super strength.
But he got super wings. He smacked
I don't know if he has super wings. I think they're just vibranium.
They're just the vibranium? Are you coming for Black Panther's genius suit?
Matthew, that's fine. On Earth, Kang is not from Earth.
Bruh, I'd rather see the Guardians of the Galaxy fight a Celestial than freaking Cap. I'm sorry.
Matthew, as much as I love Black Panther as a character, what he gonna do against a Celestial?
Bruh, Black Panther has the ability. Right? He's better than Cap. He got super soldier powers. He can reach the ancestral plane. And a matter of fact,
what's he gonna do against a Celestial?
But hold up though. Because I don't even know if they do this, but the Panther God in the comic books gave him a lot of extra abilities that I don't even know if they're gonna talk about in this. The Panther God, he deals with the spiritual realm too. So the Panther God, he was doing some crazy stuff with Panther God energy.
Okay, that's fair.
So my Black Panther encyclopedia is crazy in my head right now. I read so much of those books.
I'll give you that one.
So I don't know how far they'll take it though.
That's fair.
Because look, bro, him and Storm in the comic books had to get the blessing from the Panther God before they got married, bro. They had to go into the spiritual realm in the ancestral plane. And I know we gotta wrap. They have to go into the literal ancestral plane for the Panther God to sniff Storm and be like, okay, I approve. They had to get a literal approval of an actual, like, spiritual cat. So, it's still better than Cap. He got the aid of a spiritual cat.
Maybe he has, like, an eighth more of a chance against a Celestial.
Hey, at least if the Celestial punches him, he can store up the energy and hit him back with it.
Can he, though?
That's what the suit does. You forgot the suit does that?
I know, but against a Celestial power, would that work? That might be too overwhelming.
It might blow up the capacitors. I don't know. I wanted to talk about Ikaris, man, but we don't have the time right now unless we, talk about it later and just edit it later. Because we don't have the time now. You gotta run. You gotta run right now. So, because I did want to talk more about Ikaris though, because I feel like he's really misunderstood, and I wanted to explain more of my point of view on Ikaris.
Yeah, we can have more of a discussion later.
Yeah, before we do the next one.
Yeah.